Hey, this is Bill back in the Coach's Cave. Today to talk about my clinic strategy. Like any coach, I got a strategy. It's clinic season. I just got back from a national clinic, a glacier clinic, and had a real good time. It was worth the time, and got a little bit of everything that I wanted out of it. I hope. Went to as many clinics as I possibly could in a 3-day period, and at the same time had a good time. Met some guys, sat with some guys, opposing coaches, coaches I don't know. Uh, and friends. And probably the most memorable thing I got at the clinic, though, it's just for your entertainment. I learned how to save a rodeo clown midget from a bar in Saskatoon, Canada. If he drinks too much Little Duck wine and he offends boyfriends in the bar, how to safely extract him from the bar. There's a technique to it. Was probably one of the highlights of my clinic. So there's stuff like that goes on there too that you can learn. But I did have a strategy going in. I wanted to get as much out of as possible. I've coached a little bit of everything. Again, small schools, you kind of overlap on where you coach. You can't just be a specialist. So I've been primarily an offensive line coach. Been to a lot of offensive line clinics. Not that I think all good coaches know there's more to learn. There's not enough time to learn everything about football out there. But I decided this year there was so much good stuff, and it's all in areas that I have coached and I'd like to coach again. So, and there was a conflict. There was, 2, 3 good clinics right in a row, right on top of each other. I couldn't go to all of them, so I had to drop a roadmap of how I was going to cover this stuff. So, in my mind, I just went. There's certain philosophies I have about clinics, okay, and football in general. I don't believe in a 1/3 rule. Offense, defense, special teams, all 1/3 of the game. I believe in number of plays. So special teams gets 10 to 15 plays a game. So that's 10 to 15% of my practice time and my study time. And then the balance there goes between defense and offense. Offense gets the edge because offense takes a little bit longer, has a little bit more moving parts than defense. So, and if I have good offense, I have more snaps on offense than defense in the game in a winning program. I can control the ball with my offensive line and control the clock. So it's 55-60, 30-35, 10. But I didn't do any special teams clinics this year. I do coach special teams, parts of it. I've never been the special teams coach. I'm not interested in it, but I do long snappers, the line on a extra point, field goal, kickoff. I assist with that, but there wasn't a whole lot. There was a lot of kicking, punting stuff specific for those guys. That's not my thing. So I went 60-40 offense, defense. And then everything about clinics I believe in is you ought to listen to guys that are in a similar situation as you are. I mean, obviously they're all winning coaches, very successful at different programs. But for example, I coach at a small school. We don't platoon. Everyone goes both ways. So I try to go to clinics, listen to guys that coach at small schools that don't have a lot of kids. I mean, I will go to big schools and I will go to other coaches, but I try to really focus my time on coaches in similar situations because my guys at my high school can't do the things that they do at Division I in Alabama. My corners can't do what an Alabama corner does. So I try to lean my time in class towards guys of like situations I get. But I did go to some big stuff. I went to one NFL clinic. It was secondary. Where so I'm not going to steal from the clinic and give to you guys, but he even talked about the way he does something. It's because he doesn't have Nick Saban type corners, so it's all relative, right, wherever you're at. So I went to one NFL coach, and it was really rewarding. Like, he wasn't over my head. He did a great job with everybody. So, and he tried to make it relevant to who we were as all high school coaches. I went to a couple Division I coach stuff. I did RPO game, and I did some blocking stuff with the Division I coach. And then there wasn't any D2 coaches there, but there was a number of D3 coaches, and I split my time there. Some offense and defense stuff with those guys. One guy, he's very successful, and he has offensive linemen that he he grabs once in a while, gets a short, he grabs a tight end, makes him an offensive lineman, fullback, a guard, and things like that. So he was very interesting. Some offensive concepts and how he did it. I went to a defense clinic from a D3 school that's talked about how they defend RPOs. And believe it or not, I think they had some mind-blowing, cutting-edge stuff that will be famous someday. There'll be clinics on just that. I think they're just starting it, and these guys are going to, they might not be a D3 forever. It was like I said, I'm not going to give away what, I paid to watch and what those guys are getting paid to give. But there was some amazing stuff out there. So I split it up. I split it up between offense and defense. And then I did try to cover the field because we do everything. I did, some general offense. So of my time there, I did 2 general offense, and then I did 1 O-line because I'm most comfortable with O-line, and then some QB, some pass game concepts, chunk plays, and I did another RPO class. And then defense, I did generating rush, I did run fits, defending RPOs, and then I did some high school stuff that was, again, it was running jets, blocking jets, and some more secondary stuff with the high school coach. I think I'm forgetting a few, but you see, I split it up 50-50. There was a lot of stuff I missed that I like to, and that's the thing. I try to keep it organized so that I could fill in everything I needed to fill in, and I got a well-rounded experience. Now, if my head coach says you're O-line, I want you to do O-line stuff, I've done O-line stuff all week. But and I have done that in the past. I've been to National Wing T clinics several times. It's a great clinic, and I predominantly did blocking and run game stuff in that, and individual technique. So with that under my belt, I felt comfortable expanding other topics that I coach and would like to coach maybe some point. So that's how I organized my clinic in my mind and was able to cover a lot of ground and have a lot of fun. It's nice too. Some of the stuff I like to go to winning coaches just to hear, see if there's confirmation, if their philosophies match what I'm doing, or if it doesn't, and I need to change a philosophy. Am I doing something wrong? The way I approach the game, the way I approach a practice. There was a lot of stuff there that, I don't plan to be a head coach anytime soon. So there's, stuff for head coaches, how they prepare for a week and build a program. I didn't go that. It would be great stuff for a new head coach, but I don't see myself in that position. So, that kind of stuff was taken off the top. How to train a punter was off the top, and I was able to narrow it down and have a good, efficient experience. I think you could see there, good coaches took the clinics very seriously, got the most they could out of it. There was a good technique. You do get a little punch drunk by the end. You get a little overwhelmed with information. And, one of the teams is a solid team. I think they're up and coming. Their head coach sent the guys to clinics, and then occasionally they came back, they skipped a session, gathered in the room, and then they kind of organized what they learned so far and talked about how they could implement it and came up with their next plan. So I thought that was a good idea to kind of break it up because, you can get a little bit overwhelmed catching on. The other downside too is coming in. Sometimes I'd come in the second session and it would turn out to be a continuation of the first session. So I had to catch up on the jargon and lingo the coach was using or things he'd reference back to that he put out in the first session that applied to the new topic. So, but that wasn't too hard to overcome. And then, I saw some bad coaches. They kind of show up and, I talk about confirmation of philosophy and somehow maybe they got that out of there too. But I notice a lot of times that bad coaches think they know it all and didn't either take some classes. I don't want to talk about specifically about other coaches, but good coaches took the clinic seriously and visited as many classes as they could. If they skipped sessions, it was for an organized manner to develop themselves and their staff. So there's my thoughts on clinic season. Like I said, I hope you're partaking and going out and enjoying them. There's a lot more there than just football. Obviously, there is time for fun, and there's a lot of good work to be done. So, hey, if I see you out there, say hello, And I hope the clinic helps you beat someone you weren't supposed to. Thanks for watching.